Hi, Christine here, taking this video again because yay, phone calls. Videotaping on my phone. Just before I get started on this video, this painting is The Lady of Shalott by my high school art teacher who I actually had for 8 years. And the quote she's put on here is by Henry Beston. For a moment of night, we have a glimpse of ourselves and our world, islanded in a stream of stars, pilgrims of mortality voyaging between horizons across the eternal seas of space and time. She painted this, and I absolutely fell in love with this painting, but I could not afford it for years. And she actually gave this to me as a birthday present, and I just about, nearly wet myself on that one. It is one of my favorite paintings. So I just thought I'd share that really quick. And the dragon is from a thrift store. It's kind of hard to see in this light. I rescued him. He's got a broken foot. He's a candle, and he's just there. He's one of my buddies. Anyway, this is about my cultural influences in my pagan practice. I've had several over the years. I don't consider my pagan practice to be influenced by just the two cultures that I was raised in to begin with, which early on had been, as I said before, Native American background as well as German mysticism. And the other influences I kind of had during that time, especially from my mother, a lot of thinking about science fiction and trying to see where the stories had come from. I guess I'd learned about the hero's journey very, very early on before realizing that that's what it was called. And, the Christianity definitely was there as well. Although I hadn't been to church or anything like that, but I did read the Bible, and it was kind of in a different context as far as trying to see, well, if the ancients had witnessed something. Now, my mother was very much into aliens and stuff. Was this something that they were describing that was alien? What was it? She taught me to think about these things and not just read it literally or anything like that. So that was kind of an influence too. So I'd say a family culture also influenced me. In later years, the nursing culture, being an RN, a lot of nurses, we tend to at work kind of congregate, and we have the same goals in mind as far as making people's lives better. And so that kind of ingrains itself too. You really can't fully separate yourself between work and home. It just does not happen. Especially with something as powerful as you're dealing with people injured, you're dealing with little kids, death and dying. I mean, all these things, they just kind of, after a while, this is part of who you are. Another culture that has very much influenced me is gaming. I had started playing D&D when I was 8 years old. Keep in mind I was born in 1967, so this has been some considerable amount of time. And, got into computer gaming. My first computer games actually were, I learned to program on a PET in elementary school and, went on further. So there was kind of the gaming culture that we had within our own school system. Later years that turned into, internet gaming and stuff like that. So I very proudly wear my geek gear. I have things from World of Warcraft that I wear, just all sorts of different things. I have dragons from Ultima Online when I played that. I've got fabric maps that came with all the Ultima games. Still letters from Lord British, I think, packed away somewhere. So yeah, that is a culture too, which most people don't acknowledge. And there's some fantasy involved and stuff, but it's a gathering of people. The other culture that really influences me because it's escape, but there's people I know, and it's just a boatload of fun, and my religion doesn't matter, is the dirt circuit or the Renaissance festival culture, because there's a lot of pagans involved with that. And I'd say lastly, since I've become very much involved with my community the past couple of years, I would have to say that my community is influencing me too, because I live in a rather poor area, and unfortunately there's a lot of violence out this way and stuff. And I think the concern that I have when, when I'm seeing homeless people and everything else here is I think it's made a stronger sense of community for me, because I want to be able to do something to give back. So yeah, we can't really say that there's one or two cultures that really have influenced us over the ages, because you're exposed to different cultures every single day, and it depends on how much you enmesh yourself into those cultures, and they're not always just a religious group or a oh gosh, I don't want to say racial, a group from a certain region of the world, whatever. That's not necessarily what is always meant by culture. So that's it. In closing, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Blessed be everybody, and I'm sorry I'm late on this video. Bye.